Dear artists of ballet, what you are looking today is a brief outline of my short dance career. I loved ballet so much as you do as well, but my doom was my brutal destiny end. As a tribute to me, Jean-Pierre Alexandre Pribilois, who is the administrator of Ballet International, has created this short video. Let me explain my dance and my love for dance. My name is Emma Livry, one of the youngest dancer in the history of ballet. My mother was Célestine Emarot, also referred to as Marguerite Adélaïde Emarot in some records. My mother was a ballet dancer at the Paris Opera. My father was Baron Charles Gustave Martin de Chassiron, a French diplomat. I was born on September 24th, 1842, as the illegitimate daughter of the two. My full name at birth was either Jean Emma Emerot or Emma Marie Emerot. I was a celebrated French ballerina and one of the last great stars of the Romantic ballet era, whose career was tragically cut short. I was famous for my ethereal lightness and extraordinary ballon, the ability to seem to float or pause midair. Here is a summary of my life and career. My career highlights. I started learning ballet with my mother, then at the Opera of Paris. I made my dazzling debut at the Paris Opera Ballet in 1858 at the age of 16, dancing the title role in La Sylphide, the quintessential romantic ballet role. I was the protégée of Marie Taglioni, the legendary ballerina Marie Taglioni, who had originated the role of the Sylphide. She was so impressed by my performance that she emerged from retirement to mentor me as a young dancer. Marie Taglioni saw in my skills a reincarnation of her own youthful style. Major role creation. Marie Taglioni choreographed her only full-length ballet, Le Papillon, The Butterfly, 1860, music by Jacques Offenbach, specifically as a vehicle to showcase my unique grace and spectacular lightness. This became my signature role. My artistic style. Critics praised me for my intangible and diaphanous quality, saying that I was bounded and leaped as no one else could do, skimming the floor, apparently without touching it. You must also know that at my time, opera house stages, auditorium corridors, and ballet studios did not have electricity as you do, but we used the gaslight instead. Gaslight was good, but not technically sophisticated in terms of safety. Stage lighting sources and technical point of view were gaslight. By the 1840s, gas lighting was widely adopted in theaters, having largely replaced older methods like oil lamps and candles. It was significantly brighter and offered a more uniform light than candles or oil. Crucially, the flow of gas could be controlled using a central gas table, or control board, allowing for the dimming and brightening of the lights, a major innovation for dramatic effects in ballet, as Sylphide or Giselle's second act. Oil lamps and candles. These were still sometimes used, particularly in older theaters, and often kept as emergency lighting in case the gas supply needed to be shut off due to the fire risks associated with gas. Limelight. The calcium light, or limelight, was also in use around this time for powerful special effects or spotlights on the stage, though it was not the main source of general illumination. Audience experience. Bright auditorium. Unlike modern opera, the auditorium, where the audience sat, was often kept brightly lit throughout the performance. Chandeliers and wall sconces lit the space, making the audience as visible as the performers. Social event. Going to the opera was a major social occasion. The bright lights encouraged interaction. People would socialize, chat, eat, and sometimes even play games in their boxes or the pit. The music was often treated with noisy indifference, and the convention of listening in complete silence was not yet standard. Dimming the lights. The tradition of dimming the auditorium lights during the performance to focus the audience's attention entirely on the stage began to emerge later in the 19th century, notably championed by Richard Wagner, and only became common practice with the widespread adoption of electricity in the late 1880s and early 1900s. My unexpected and tragic end. My life is tragically remembered as a cautionary tale, illustrating the dangers of 19th century theater technology. The accident, November 15th, 1862. During a dress rehearsal for the opera La Muette de Portici at the Salle Le Pelletier, the Paris Opera building at the time, my flowing, highly flammable tulle tutu brushed against an exposed gaslight on the stage. I didn't even notice in a bunch of seconds. I became a human torch. My stage costume was on fire and got stuck on my skin. I was in pain all over. Everything was on flame, even my hair. I was engulfed in flames, a living and atrocious living hell. I ran across the stage 3 times before I was caught and felt in the floor. Firemen and other dancers helped to extinguish the blaze, but my fate and doom was accomplished. I always refused the fireproofing, and probably this was my terrible and stubborn mistake. Refusal of fireproofing. A method of fireproofing costumes existed, but ballerinas like me often refused it because the chemical treatment discolored the white fabric and made the light, voluminous material stiff and heavy, a major compromise to the ethereal aesthetic of romantic ballet. I was famously stated that she would never wear them because they are so ugly. I suffered from the severe consequences, burns across my face, back, arms, and legs. The doctors were trying to take my stage costume off, but my skin was falling apart. More the doctors were pulling, more the skin was falling apart. I was scorched alive. I lingered for 8 months in great pain before succumbing to septicemia, a blood infection. This on July 26, 1863, just at the young age of 20. My tragic death is often cited by historians as one of the events that hastened the decline of French Romantic ballet, shifting the center of the ballet world definitively to St. Petersburg, Russia, where Marius Petipa was rising to prominence. Finally, the newspaper of that time wrote, Emma Livry's death was the result of a tragic accident involving the dangerous lighting technology of the 19th century stage. I wish I could have been given the possibility to come back and dance again, show you how I was on stage, how I was working during classes. You are all so lucky in the modern days. You have tremendous advantage and facilities that we never could have dreamed of at our time. Every time you go on stage, make a little thought or prayer for me. Please do. You shall be dancing at my place. Dear dancers, as you can see, each one of us has a different destiny. Some are full of joy, some full of tears, some others full of regrets. But remember, my soul is still there. I see that ballet in your era has improved, has modified into extraordinary things, but I feel sorry to see dancers who complain, who have no expression in their dancing, in their performance. Just enjoy your dance always. Be happy and merryful to what life is offering you. But let me ask you something important. What would you do if you would have my same end on stage? Just think about it. I am sure you will analyze and appreciate at the full what ballet life is giving you now in return. All my love to the young dancers and the one who are not so young. Emma Livry.